reference links that have been mentioned, which you can always go and look up. Okay, a very quick cover. I'll try to cover web storage as well, because since we already have an idea of XHR2 and bypassing the same region policy, let me talk a little bit about web storage, which is a different, altogether different feature that has been implemented into HTML5. So it's web storage, and it includes local storage and session storage. Now, if you would ask me the difference between, we generally have the perception that why is a separate API for local storage or session storage required? We already have cookies and sessions in place. Why this additional feature? Well, cookies, as we know, it hardly is 4 KB that is allowed on browsers, not more than that. So, but on the other hand, what really is required by developers most of the times, and by users as well, is more than 4 KB, of course, a lot more space, a lot more place to keep this information. And the second most important thing is cookies. With cookies, the aspect is all that gets stored onto the client side. With every request, the cookies get sent over to the server side, which makes the browsing experience, the application experience, a little slow, which is not really desired. So in those cases, local storage is the answer that HTML5 has got for such situations. So local storage is nothing but an API that allows you to store key value pairs onto the client side, and the best part of it all, it is persistent. So even after you log out, so we are just talking about local storage, not session storage. So in case of local storage, even if you log out of the browser, you close the tab, you close the window of the entire browser and reopen it, the local storage will be there persistently intact. The same is not the case with session storage, but session storage has got its own benefits. And let's just concentrate on local storage. So yeah, so the API has got an important method called setItem, two important methods called setItem and getItem. So you use these particular methods to store the values onto the browser session and onto the browser of the user, of the end user, and to retrieve them from there. Now the security concern over here, which is pretty obvious, is you should not be storing sensitive data onto your browser, because since you already have standard APIs to access this particular local storage, storing sensitive data would be highly suicidal. So you should not really be storing it over there. And since you can again retrieve it, since you can store it, since you store it in the local storage, the data can be spoofed. And in fact, you can altogether have a persistent attack vector that you will store into the local storage and that you can retrieve later at any later point of time and make use of it. So here's a small snippet of code that is pretty self-explanatory. What it does is it simply pulls out all the values that have been stored, all the data that was stored in the local storage, key by key, and we get access to all the values. So these things are pretty disastrous if they're not taken care of. So it's always important to take it's always important to understand the underlying mechanism and to always store things safely, and most of all, not to store sensitive data onto the local storage at all. So having a single XSS in place will actually be able to, you'll be able to lose all your local storage data, because as I explained earlier, XSS or cross-site scripting will be able to access your cookies. If they are able to access your cookies, they'll be able to access your local storage as well. And with proper APIs in place, it becomes still easier. So I guess I rushed a lot through the entire slide, through my entire deck.